Radio Suffolk.
Across the county, it's 8:08. Now, when did you last experience a delay when you clicked on a website? Frustrating when that happens, isn't it? Suffolk County Council want to secure a broadband grant to help speed up our online access here in the county. They need your help, though, to get the money, and all you have to do is press a button. Frances Bedding is the leader of the Broadband initiative on Suffolk County Council and joins me in the studio today. Thanks ever so much for coming in. Good to see you this morning. What difference would faster broadband access mean to individuals and businesses? Is it not fast enough already in Suffolk?
No, we've got some significant areas where there is very limited access.
So this is a postcode lottery again, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
The difference it makes is with children who are increasingly being encouraged to do their homework over the internet. It means that if they have fast broadband, they can surf a whole range of websites and get really good information and produce a really good piece of work. If they haven't got access, they can probably surf 2 or 3 in half an hour, and it really limits their ability to produce good homework. For businesses, it's about competitiveness and the ability to secure contracts.
Is this a BT decision to put the broadband in or not?
Broadly speaking, it's BT, but they are a commercial organisation.
Yes. And so they're going to have to make money out of this. And if it's a big investment and it's a rural area, I guess their return is not going to be great.
No, Suffolk is very sparsely populated generally, and that means that it's very difficult to justify the investment. However, there are alternatives. There are a number of community-led broadband initiatives, and they offer an alternative through things like wireless broadband, and it's a lot cheaper to provide, and it provides significantly faster speeds than are available now.
The classic example of how it can be a pain in the neck is the BT ad on the telly at the moment when the couple are trying to buy the house.
Yes.
She's obviously got the very fast broadband and the estate agent has got dear old dial-up by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
And it's not until you see something like that you realise that the difference in speed is tremendous, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's a simple example is if you're buying online, if you've got slow broadband, you sit there and watch the little hourglass go while it loads up a page. You want to look at another item, you sit there and watch it while it loads up another page, and it actually becomes very frustrating and it limits your ability to do a whole variety of things.
Well, living in Ipswich as I do, I've got relatively fast broadband, so I'd forgotten what those days were like. Yeah,
there's a lot of people who have that daily, and when it's for a leisure activity, possibly you can say it's not so important. When you're doing your homework or when you're a business and you're losing a contract because of that, it's very, very important. Okay, so this is a bit of a rallying cry now, isn't it? You want us to help out, so how can we do that? You can click on to the EDA website, which is www.eda.org.uk, and search Erebus, that's EREBUS, and sign up and register your interest for broadband. And don't just say you want faster broadband, say what you want to use it for. So if you want your children to be doing homework, you want them to be able to include video clips in their homework. If you're a business, you need to say that you want to what you want to use it for. So that could be, for instance, if you're a photographer, uploading very high quality photographs, which requires quite a bit of bandwidth. It's really about being specific, and the more people who register, the better chance we've got of securing some money to address this problem in our rural areas. This is a great initiative to try and get this to happen, and it is people power that will make the difference. Yes,
it's
definitely
fascinating. So often I think in this county we get left behind when it comes to funding because of our sparse population. But actually, when we want something and we get riled, we can be quite forceful, I think, which is great. And this is a way of channeling that. And we've seen online in the past just how forceful an online community can be. Yeah, there's a good range of organisations in Suffolk at the moment who are really campaigning for this. There's Suffolk County Council, Suffolk Acre, the Federation of Small Businesses, the Chamber of Commerce, Choose Suffolk. We're all behind it. We're all promoting this. But you want the individuals now as well. You want mums and dads, businesses to get involved and to log on. So it's www.eda.org and then search for Erebus. Erebus. E-R-E... B-U-S. E-R-E-B-U-S. Erebus. And so when will you know? Is this kind of something we need to do now? Or? It's something we need to do now because the funding criteria are likely to come out at the end of January and we'll be bidding in mid-March. But the number of people who've registered will significantly strengthen our case, we hope. Well, power to your finger and everybody else's on this, because it is just a couple of clicks away. So www.eda.org.uk. I was showing you the front page of the Eastern Daily Press today, because it's Norfolk as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
They are struggling too.
Sorry, Suffolk and Norfolk are identified as two of the worst areas, not only in Eastern Region but in the country for broadband.
But didn't the government commit to funding broadband for all?
It has, through the Digital Britain report, which was published last year. Unless
you live in Suffolk or Norfolk.
Well, we know that the money won't address the whole of the problem, and that's why we're trying to tackle it now. And it will only address a broadband speed of about 2 megs per second. And actually what we need is significantly faster than that, because that's what we need now. That's not what we'll need in 2 years' time.
OK. So if yours is a bit on the slow side, or you'd like to just help everybody else get up to speed, then www.eda.org is the web address to go to, and then look for Erebus, Erebus. Frances, thank you very much for coming in this morning. Good to talk to you.
Mark.
Frances Bedding is the leader of the Broadband Initiative on Suffolk County Council. Well, listening to that is Perry Lindsey, who's the head teacher at Stradbroke Enterprise College in the north of the county, and is one of those groups backing the campaign. Perry, good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Thanks for joining us on the programme. What's it like in your part of Suffolk then? Do you have issues and problems there?
Well, Stradbroke Business and Enterprise College is in the middle of High Suffolk, so it's a very rural location. And we benefited from a broadband mast at the school, which means our own reception here for broadband is very good. And for the last 5 years, the school has had a virtual learning environment based on Moodle. So pupils here are very well used to using the internet at school. The issue is very much, though, about when they get home and access to the internet at home, because as you've just heard from Francis, some of our youngsters live in areas where they're still on dial-up, and that means it's almost impossible to access the learning platform from home.
So painfully slow.
Yes, and limited as well. You can't imagine trying to do video conferencing or video work using that sort of dial-up situation. And as we move into an age where so much of our syllabus is online and youngsters can access all forms of learning, it's almost impossible for those in some areas to do that, which of course is it's an equal opportunities issue, isn't it?
Certainly is, and increasingly it's an online world that we live in, isn't it?
Yes, it
really is. And as I said earlier on, it does seem sometimes as if we are left out on a bit of a limb here because of the rural nature of Suffolk.
Yes, and because we're a business college, we work a lot with local business partners who too are affected by this. And you know, in terms of e-commerce, they're affected by not being able to get access to broadband. And when we work with them, they're quite jealous of the fact that we have a broadband mast here. That means that the school is high quality. So, in my view, it's something like a sort of partnership between businesses and schools that could work really well.
Well, hopefully today will be the rallying cry for folks to go online and click away and put their case, because the more that do, the faster things will get. Hopefully.
Yes. Yeah.
How have you been over the recent days, Perry? I must just ask you about the snowy conditions.
It's very difficult last week. We've been open yesterday and today, although it's still very dangerous locally because the roads, although they're clear for the most part, snow has drifted in some areas, which can make it very dangerous. Last week was almost impossible because we're, as I said, in the middle of High Suffolk. We've got no major roads to the school, so the roads were impassable and sadly had to close the school. But again, this is where the internet comes in so handy. We can post onto our website and through Moodle all the work that youngsters can do, but of course some can't access it very easily.
That's a good excuse for some, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you the question that I've been asking a lot of people today: Thor or more? I think I know where you might come down on that question.
Oh, Thor, please.
Thor, definitely,
back to
he
normal.
says.
Yes, please.
Oh, all right. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Good to talk to you. Perry Lindsey is the head at Stradbroke Business Enterprise College. So it's www.eda, that's EDA.org, and look out for Erebus, Erebus, and then you can put your case for faster broadband on there. The more the merrier, the more people who do it, the more chance we have of speeding up that broadband for Suffolk.